really talk about somebody's chapter 2 being compared to somebody's chapter 20, or somebody's first chapter being compared to somebody's second chapter. What can happen is that many youth see somebody doing very well, and they be like, man, I want that. I want what they have. I want to get to a place where they are. But here's where we need to start steering you to understand that there's progress that was made to get to where they are. So if you at chapter 1 and you're trying to skip to chapter 5, yes, it's easy to skip to chapter 5 in a book wise, but in life, there's processes that you have to go through. There are steps that you have to go through. Now you may get lucky, or you may hit at one time and it may go well for you. It's not saying it can't happen. It's just saying that don't rely on it. Rely on effort. Rely on your work ethic. Rely on things that is going to go about being able to help you sustain your chapter 20, being able to help you sustain the place where you're looking to go to. So I don't want you to fascinate on what you want. I want you to fascinate on your daily journey of what you're doing right now, what you're doing at this moment, what you're doing tomorrow, what you're doing next week, what you're doing next month. So what that would do is start the process of you saying, hey, my chapter 20 may look something like that, but my chapter 20 is going to be a little different. Why? Is because you're different. Why? Because your name is different. Your name stands for something. Your language that you speak to yourself stands for something. So I don't want you to say, I want what they look like. Want an idea of what it looks like. Because remember, once your time comes and once your number is picked, what happens is your chapter 20 is going to look totally different. It may be designed a little differently, and that's fine. And you may be further than that person that you see and say that you want to be like, and that you want to follow. Nothing wrong with that. That's great. Have the ambition, but make sure the ambition matches the effort that you're about to put in to sustain what they got. Because we can't just want something and not being able to put forth the effort that actually goes with it. We can't. That is doing two different things. Saying and not doing is wrong. Saying and doing is right. So it's one thing that you say, hey, I want to be successful. That's great. Be successful. Go after everything that your heart desires. Go after everything. But one thing I don't want you to do is when you get it, you start letting off the gas. When you get it, you start not achieving what you want to achieve. Because once you hit that mark, that's going to be another mark that you need to hit. So let's say if you get 1,000 followers, that's great. Okay, you get 1,000 followers, then what happens is that the work that you put in to get 1,000, you need to go about putting another effort in to go about getting 10,000, because there's not saying that you can't be hungry. It's not saying that you can't achieve. It's not saying that you can't go after what your heart desires. It's saying that there's another level in you. There's another opportunity in you. There's another what if in you. Like, what if I put forth this effort and I get this? That's great. Keep going. Keep striving. Keep being great. Keep doing but at some point, you need to understand that there's going to be pushback at every level. Once you get pushback at every level, you got to understand that there's more going to be required of you to be able to sustain what you have. Have systems in place to help you sustain the attitude that you need, the focus that you need, the drive that you need, the sustainability to go about doing exactly what you want to do. So your chapter 1 may be just getting up early, getting up on time. Why is that? Because what happens is, if you don't get up at the same time, you're not creating a rhythm. Now, you may be one of those who say, hey, I don't need to get up early to do what I want to do. That is great. Then you don't need to. You have identified the first stone or first obstacle that you don't even need to even do, which is that if you don't need to get up early to do what you want to do, then that's on you. Then you have figured out the first piece. Because the one thing that I want you to understand as a youth, as someone that is young, someone that is, let's say, for instance, if you're in school right now, you know, where you are if school hasn't started. If school hasn't started, you have things in place for you right now, milestones, goals, ambitions in front of you right now before school even starts. What's going to happen is that when school starts, you're going to be ahead of your circle. You're going to be ahead of the kids in your class. So if you're in the 12th grade, you're going to be ahead of those who are in your class. So the goal is that you're not competing with nobody else. I don't want you to hear this and say, oh, he sounds like he wants us to compete. No, I want you to be the best part of you. And the only way you can be the best part of you is that you break you down into a way that you can analyze, did I make this right? Did I take this step good? What didn't work well here? How can I do better there? It's more of saying that here's where I am as an individual. I'm okay where I'm at right now, but I'm going to work twice as hard to get to where I want to be at. It is not saying stagnant. It is not saying that you cannot have patience in your life. It's that you have to make rest in your life. You can have rest, but you can't have lazy and then categorizing rest for laziness. When you clearly, the day that you need to work and you're not working, you're putting it off because you say you have done enough. You have done enough to get to this point. What is your enough? Then that's what I'll ask you. What is your enough when it comes to that? What is your enough? What do you mean now is a lie? But the one thing that I'll say is, what is your enough? Because you can say that I have reached a certain number or I have reached a certain place in my, let's use YouTube for example. You have reached a certain place in YouTube. You say you have reached 10,000 followers. That's what you wanted to do. That's great. That's good. Now, if that's your only goal, now if you don't have no other goal and you just reached your 10,000 followers, what's going to happen next for you? You're going to start getting into things that you don't even need to get to because now you have reached the goal and now your focus is wandering. Your ambition is wandering. Don't let it wander. What can't you do is what you should be looking at, or what you should be asking yourself, what can't you do? Because it is setting yourself up, your future, better than what your today looks like. That's what I want you to look at. Set up your future for what today's looks like. But have rest is what I'm saying. Have rest. Have times where you need to be ambitious. Have time where you need to read. Have time where you need to go about analyzing the process in which the things that you have already accomplished and said, I'm grateful for what I have done, what effort that I put in, where I'm going, and how I plan to get there. So after you rest, after you analyze, and after you give yourself not even grace, but give yourself a praise moment where you can say, hey, I have done everything that I needed to do and I'm knocking it out. I'm doing what I need to do. And after you do that, get back to it. What day do you want to rest? What days do you need to be ambitious? What days do you need to read and really get your mind together? Expand your mind, expand the things that you're doing. Because if you look at it and you back up and you say, man, somebody's chapter 20 looks really good. It does. But at the end of the day, you should not be saying my chapter 20 or my chapter 2 is bad. You shouldn't. Right now, you should be saying where I'm at is where I'm at. I'm going to do the best where I'm at. I'm going to strive daily to make me better. It should be more of I'm going to make me better. That's good that their chapter 20 looks great. They look like they're further than I am. That is great. I wish them the best. Keep going. You should be more of saying to them when you meet them or whoever you talk to, man, that's good that you're doing well. That's great that you're doing well. But when you go back into the lab, it should be more of I'm going to do everything that I can to not compete. It is to compete with myself to make me better. That should be your goal. That should be your goal. It's how can I make me better? How can I go about achieving the things in which that I have in my heart, have in my mind, have in me, that I can be able to see what I can do. And all you need is one person to believe in it. Sometimes you don't even need that one person to believe in it. You just need to believe in yourself. But what happens is, and what I see a lot of, is that I see a lot of kids that are saying that I want to be validated for the small things that I'm doing, and I want reassurance for what I am doing day to day. Even if I do it for 30 minutes, I'll do it for 10 minutes good, I still want to be validated for it. Nothing wrong with that. And I get where that's coming from. Because you may not be getting validation or reassurance in your current circle at home or in your friend space. That's where it's coming from. That's where it's coming from. So I ask you today is, are you going to commit to you? Are you going to commit to you in a way that is going to help yourself move the needle? Help yourself move the needle in which that it should be moved according to the things that you can put forth 100% of your effort. What would that look like? What would 100% of you look like? What would a 100% effort look like? What would 100% focus look like for you? What does that look like? I really do need you to break that down and ask yourself, what do I need to do? What is one thing I can do today to move the milestone or move the needle? Move the needle towards greatness. Move the needle towards excellence. Move the needle towards I can instead of I can. How can you move the needle? So I ask y'all today, and I just want you to be great.